Hello, I'm Linda Ann Smith, back with part 2 of how to make paperclay pendants out of broken glass, or tiles. Also in part 1 I alluded to the fact that maybe there was an easier way to form the creative paperclay around the broken glass or tiles to make the pendant, and in fact I did find an easier way. So I fast forward to review with a few construction tips along the way, and then we'll get down to the painting. I found that going between the tiles with the wire to make the bail was easier if you worked before you added any paperclay. So I bring this to the top and make a little bail at the top. I anchored the wire between the first and second tiles and twisted them. Then I brought the wire up towards the top of the tiles. I continued to twist those wires together to form a strong wire for the bail. It also looks decorative when you twist it like this. I made the loop for the bail around the handle of a paintbrush. Then I twisted the extending wires back down behind the tiles so they will be hidden by the paperclay, and trimmed and discarded the excess wire. This is the process that I find easier to make. When you roll out the paperclay, like with a rolling pin, and then place your tiles face up on the paperclay and press it in, you can cut around the edges, leaving a margin, and then that can be pulled up around the tiles. Much easier. Insert some paperclay between the spaces where the tiles are spaced apart. Connect them to the other paperclay and you're done with the making process. Let these dry thoroughly before you begin painting them. I let them dry 2 days. We had a lot of humidity. Normally it doesn't take nearly that long. Give the paperclay area on each pendant a coat of radiant gel dimensional paint in all different colors. With each base coat being different, you'll be able to make several different finishes have a deep, rich raku look to them. Base coat radiant gels followed with primary elements mixed with primary elements clear gloss medium. When all the layers are dry, add a cord or ribbon to make a necklace. Here's another set of pendants. I covered only the sharp areas on the one in the middle, and here is where I painted those with radiant gels. The radiant gels that I chose as a base for these pendants are from top left, left to right, Coral Berry, Emperor's Gold, Twilight, Olive Vine, Spiced Pumpkin. One of the main reasons I start with radiant gels as the base coat is to cover any imperfections that might occur in the paperclay during the drying process. Sometimes I got some hairline cracks just because I allowed the paperclay to get a little bit too dry while I was working, but the radiant gels filled in the cracks because they're dimensional. If you prefer a smoother texture on your pendants, don't dimple them with the end of a paintbrush like I did, and then you can also sand them with any kind of sandpaper or emery board after the paperclay is thoroughly dried. One of the favorite things that I do in art is to see how I can take trash and recycle it to make art. So look around and see what you can find to make into beautiful pendants. These were popular conversation pieces at my art show last weekend, and so I'm looking for new ideas, and here's one of the latest things that I'm doing. I'm putting copper wire with beads on it. This is wire from the bail that I let flow across the front of the sunglass lens and then added beads. The base coat on this one is Radiant Gel Autumn Leaf. For the second and third layers, I used Emperor's Gold Radiant Gel and Olive Vine Radiant Gel. I applied this with a makeup sponge. I would really appreciate it if you clicked below to follow my YouTube channel. And as always, a thumbs up for any video you like is always helpful. Here are some helpful links that you might want to copy. You can find all kinds of shimmering paints that I used in this video at ColourArte.com, and they have new blog entries every day with tutorials to tell you how to use the paints. The second link is for Creative Paperclay, and you can purchase Paperclay there, and you can also get tutorials on how to use it. I copied the third link from the ColourArte blog challenge on Facebook. It might be easier to go to Facebook and look up ColourArte blog challenge. This link has a monthly blog challenge where you can win gorgeous paints that I used in this video and perhaps become a guest design team member. The last link is my Studio ABC, spelled SEE.blogspot.com. That is my blog, and I would really appreciate you following me. Thank you for watching.